Hey, we're about to start to tie a, what is it? It's an intruder. Surprise, surprise. Intruder with an overall pink cast. A few little hints of blue in it as well. And you notice there are times that these tubes with a long mandrel are flexible enough that I like to hold on to them. And my tube is not wedged in there super tight, so sometimes I will hold it steady. So at the rear of this fly, this is an EP Minnow Head Brush, sky blue. Awesome color, really easy to use. Blah, 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 blah. It's true though. So this, keep in mind, as I know you will, that although I'm tying this fly on a tube, I could just as easily be tying this pattern on an intruder shank of whatever form, whether it be OPST or partridge or Greg Sanyo's or an old mustad hook. It's all good. So this is pink cast. I'm hunting for some pink marabou, pink ostrich. I'm going to throw some pink ostrich on the back of this fly. This fly is going to be a pretty big profile, pretty big and bold. Going to be a great fly to fish in brown water, green water, some kind of water that you want a big, bold fly. Now I'm not going to use any weight on this tube. You could add weight to it, help it sink. I'm not adding weight here. I'm probably going to be fishing this fly in some seam water adjacent to swift water. And here I'm looking for some grizzly flutter legs. So I'm really going to spice this fly up. I'm going to put a couple of flutter legs on this side. I think I've got it. That piece is long enough. I can use them on this side too. So this fly is a little bit reminiscent of a squid roe, Scott Howell fly. I think I'm good. I think I'm good there. I'm going to tie on some flat diamond braid. This happens to be shrimp pink. Imagine that. Now, when you use the rotary function on a vise and your tube is not wedged in there really tightly, you need to be alert to the possibility that it's going to turn on you. Not turn against you. Rotate. So I'm just going to go nice and slow and easy. And you can adjust the fit of your tubes on your mandrel so that they are on there more firmly if you wish, or not. I like them to be just about middle of the road. There we go. So now in the front I'm going to use and oh my goodness, I just got my glasses on, I read more closely. I've been mispronouncing this product. It's Sommerrlatte's brush. It's an EP brush. So, and this is called white and red, or red and white. But the deal is it has little, it's mostly white, but it has little strands of, they're fluorescent red, but it speaks to me of pink. Let's see if I can you see those fibers there? I don't know if you can or not. But it's all UV. This is great stuff. So I'll do a little bit of brushing here. And you know, people want to know what, some people want to know what our flies imitate. And some people say, well, squid or pink. Well, a lot of times in the ocean, squid are a very pale color. I'm going to add a pink marabou feather to this. Anyway, whether this really imitates a squid or not, I remain unconvinced, but I do know it imitates a pink and white jig. And I happen to know that steelhead of the summer and winter varieties feed actively. One of their major food sources is the pink and white jig, or a pink worm. So that may be why this Intruder is such an effective fly. Gotta have fun with this, for goodness sakes. We get so serious about our fishing and our flies and our tackle. I get all tangled up in this stuff. I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. And now, somewhere buried deep, oops, I can see some tips. Let's see if I can find them. Some pink grizzly saddles, and I'm going to throw on a couple of pink grizzly saddle hackles. This is reminiscent of what you'd see with a pick your pocket. There's one. Right there. Let's see if I can get one on the other side to be about the same length. That's a little bit long, but I'll just shorten it up there by pulling on it. There we go. Now, just for the heck of it, because I can, I'm going to put a couple of strands of lateral scale in this. When I say a couple strands, I'm going to put in 2 strands on one side. I could put them all on top too. Because, well, I just could. I've fished these things with my flash carefully placed on both sides versus on top. I can't tell a difference. Of course, that's because I'm only catching one or two fish a winter. But that's the name of that. And now I'm going to finish with a few more turns of the Minnow Head. Actually, I think instead of doing that, I'm going to use blueberry. Blueberry is, I guess it's my all-time favorite color. It has hints of blue and purple in it. And a little bit of flash, just a little tiny bit. There we go. Now I could have put my cone straight on there without adding this, but I decided to spice it up a little bit. Here's my whip finish. Now, what color cone shall I use? We have no shortage of choices. But because I don't have one out here, I'm going to reach into my box and try to grab a blue Sonic disc. There we go. Oh yeah. Okay, let's see, I've got my bodkin close at hand and my lighter. The trick is to not cut your tube too short. If you make it too long, you wind up having to melt a big old wad of plastic. I usually make mine a little bit longer than I need to. I always like to use a bodkin to make sure that tube is nicely open. Let me slide this back on here. There we go. What a marvelous, marvelous tube intruder.